Back to the X-Ray podcast. It is March 10th, Wednesday afternoon. Get into it. Some topics here today. We're here with XP on 3X on Kazakh Mayo. What do you want to start
Yeah.
with?
Dude, so casual gaming death. I know you want to talk about that.
My bone to pick with Twitch in a way, and the growth of the community. I think it stems for instance, like my main thing I want to talk about is my $60 I wasted on Cold War. And I believe it stems to the idea of skill-based matchmaking in the game, just in general. But I think the main fault of this goes back to even when I started playing with you video games back in the day, a couple of years ago now, Fortnite with Twitch. I think that was the main killing of a casual game. Because even back then to now, if you look at the game from like then we played it to now, you have everybody running TTV in their name, or stream, whatever
TTV.
the hell. Yeah, you have everyone TTV in their name, and you have uh, everybody and their parents basically has an ability to have a gaming console or PC of some kind and be able to record and upload off internet because that's the way the generational thing is going nowadays. But everybody's missing the fine tune of streaming, and they think that they just have to sweat their ass off in a non-ranked setting.
Me.
Yes, like in just in general, like COD.
Dude, you don't
You
think it's enjoyable to get 100 kills though?
No, it is. But it's the going about doing it. If you're just naturally good at the game and just like just kind of vibing out and you're chatting, music in the background, or you're talking to chat and you're streaming, you're just kind of vibing out. That's a different story to the kid that's literally just mashing the shit out of their controller, legitimately like on
Dude,
like
I get slapped up if I go play Fortnite nowadays, bro, by 12-year-olds. I get slapped
exactly.
up.
It's like I can't tell if they're like legitimately good at the game or they're just like their parents bought them like some mid-tier Corsair stuff from Best Buy and they have to replace their keys every other day on their keyboard because they smash shut of them because they think you press it harder it'll react faster. I don't know.
Dude, I
All I do know is I hate Cold War because I can't put music on and play the game because I felt I have to actually try to be able to enjoy the game. Otherwise, I'll just get shit on left and right because I can't play the game and just vibe out like a Modern Warfare or Rainbow Six Siege or even I don't know, even a basic game like Fallout.
I think that if Call of Duty like skill based, so like I was playing Apex the other day and I was playing casuals, right? So like not ranked.
Yeah,
And I dropped 8 kills. And it was just me and this other guy because we got paired up too. And then obviously you have 3 people in a squad, but whatever. And we destroyed the lobby. We got to the end and I lost. We lost, right? But I ended up with like 8 kills or something. So if it was skill based matchmaking toned down like that, you know what I mean? I think it'd be more enjoyable. But I think for Call of Duty, I don't think it's just the skill based matchmaking that's an issue, but as a whole is a um, weapon balance issue. That's the
yeah.
issue. It's weapon balance. You use
Well,
the XM4, Krig, and the AK-74U and the LMGs. That's all people use, and snipers, right? And I think that's if the game was more weapon balanced, and the kill streaks were more balanced out than what they are now, then I think the game would run just fine. You know what I mean? Besides the nooks and crannies of the game. You know what I mean?
well, almost every single game nowadays, for speaking first-person shooter wise, there's always a meta of guns. There's always like the best gun the time period. You hop on to. I know from my experience playing Apex, the meta is what I'm still seeing on Twitter is uh is still the Spitfire. That gun's still fucking ridiculously good.
Spitfire, bro. Yeah.
It's still good in general.
R99 and
The
Spitfire,
gun
dude.
exactly. I mean that's what I did. Or the
R301, yeah.
back when we played the game on release, it was the Wingman and the what was that shotgun called?
Peacekeeper?
Peacekeeper
That's
Wingman
in the
combo.
care package now, but
But that was like the thing to use
yeah.
back then. Um,
Yeah.
and then you have yeah, now it's like Spitfire. It's always changing. I mean, you look back to COD Modern Warfare, for instance. My big plane of it, it was MP7, MP5, and then if you want to use an AR for a little bit, it was the Growl until they nerfed it because they fixed it. Or it's like the M4, which
Yeah.
you can change out different ammo types for it too, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, there's all like either you add everything into the game and find nooks and crannies to bounce stuff off of, like for instance, Siege. You know, attackers have ARs and the defenders have shotguns, SMGs. Basically, that's how it's more or less laid out. Um, you can fine tune and balance guns what you want via recoil, via drop off damage or damage in general, fire rate. You always have to find a balance. Either something's heavy hitting, slow firing, or not as heavy hitting and fast fire rate. That's like the two biggest you can kind of balance stuff off of.
Yeah, but
And
I think Fortnite really what they did with the casuals really made the game not fun when they added the bots in. Yeah, that was the first time I've ever seen a multiplayer game add bots in, like half the lobby. You know what I mean?
because their game is dying, they just want to make it for a little bit there, and they don't want to make it look like it's dying. It's like, oh look, we have full player base, so
Yeah.
full lobbies left and right.
You know,
But low key, they're bots. It's like
yeah, there you can totally tell when you're fighting a bot and when you're fighting real people. You know what I mean? And I think that's what really killed Fortnite for me, like casually, is because once in a while I would go play it, with Cam or whoever. But I don't play it casuals anymore because bots, and that's not fun. You don't feel rewarded. You don't feel rewarding
no, no.
getting you finish it in that gunfight. You know what I mean? That's like
Well, it's
going to play Apex or Warzone there, and they're adding bots half the lobby. How rewarding would that be? None. You know what I
no.
mean?
I mean, compared to me, a lot of kids are bots in multiplayer when I play it.
Well,
You
I
know,
feel you, dude. I
it's.
feel you.
I mean, there's a distinct difference of killing somebody and getting the hot mic reaction in let's say Warzone, for instance, and getting that compared to just killing something that's just like, all right, you can tell they weren't real because they weren't even facing the right direction in the gunfight. They had no clue what was going on.
Yeah.
It's like there's a difference, and but also kind of stems to I think the casual community of just they always want something new and innovative, which is fine, but
Y-
you can't if put it this way, if there's two playlists and you're like after work, you put an 8-hour workday in, it's now 5:30 and you just want to relax and unwind for a little bit after work and play some video games. You most likely gonna hop onto a casual playlist, a quick match playlist. For instance, if it's Siege or COD, it's just quick match. If you're looking to, I don't know, sharpen your skills, possibly stream, or looking to improve your player, you're playing for private match or tournaments, you're gonna go play ranked. That you just want to go in like a more competitive aspect. But when you hop into a casual quick match and you treat it like a ranked playlist, and I see this in Siege all the fucking time. You can tell who are the people just trying to vibe out. They're just talking shit to each other and to their own teammates like that, making jokes and trying to have fun. Compared to the people that are treating like a ranked match, where I've had it where I accidentally shoot like I'll throw an impact like a rotate and I'll damage this guy. It might be Doc. Damage him like by 10 health. It's like, hey, well, sorry, dude, as an accent, I'm trying to make a rotate here. And then they pull out a fucking revolver and dome me. It's like, wow, okay. Like, are you legitimately that mad about it? Or you meme me? But like, I sometimes can't tell. Sometimes I was getting game chat, they'll legit talk shit to me in a way that's not joking. They'll like legit bring up KD and stats off stat tracker and it's like, bro, it ain't that deep. It's a casual. You're here somewhere now, and you're here to burn off some time before maybe your stack gets on. This isn't ranked. If you want to treat them like more competitively without the elo attached to it, and for Siege, for instance, you go play unranked, which is the same set like style of ranked. It's map bans, player bans, certain, and if it has the same everything to ranked except elo. That's the only thing that's not part of it, which is fine. It gets new players into to learn maps and play with like the feeling of rank without you know the loss or like the main reward of it. For elo wise for rank. Um, and it bothers me that people hop into casual settings and treat it like it's like they're playing for money. You can clearly tell when somebody's like outright trying versus just vibing out and maybe they're just good at the game.
Yeah, I think
There's a difference to it.
different casuals are different for each game. You know what I mean?
Like COD casual,
Yeah,
like in Modern Warfare, for instance,
yeah.
you can really tell who's just fucking around when they're literally just sliding around and they're just doing trick shots like that. It's like, all right, whatever. That he's doing him. But you have somebody that runs around with the the they could have no other gun like camos done for the guns. They run out with, like their only gold gun, which is most likely an MP5, and then that's all they're running around with, and then they're racking up kills left and right. It's like if you're trying to like vibe out, fuck around with some different guns. No, that's the whole point of
Dude,
COD. It's just to
that's what
have
I
fun with
was
it.
doing the last like month or so of Modern Warfare. I was like running around with a pistol on shipment with hardcore, dude. You know what I mean? Just
Exactly.
fucking around, right?
And that's why
Because
my pistol cam was done
I was
in Modern Warfare.
bored. I was bored of just using MP5 and then the M4, you know. So I was just trying different attachments and stuff like that. But
Oh,
on
you
Modern
can make some
Warfare,
cool. You can make some cool cursed guns in Modern Warfare.
yeah,
The
but like
customization, it's
in
awesome.
Cold War, dude, I had the MP5 at like 2,000 kills or something like that. Then I have the AK-74 at 3,000 kills, and then I have the XM4, you know, up there too, right? But those are the only guns you can use, or you're gonna get shit on. It's simple, you know. There's no weapon balance in Cold War, and I think that's the issue that I'm having with it. You know, I get bored easily. Okay, so if I go play competitively, dude, you know me. I'm a sub player, right? So I'm gonna use the
Yes.
AK-74U or the MP5 or whatever, the most OP guns in competitive, right? So,
Yes. Well,
but if I
the
go
meta,
play pubs,
basically.
the
Yeah.
meta, right? So if I go play pubs, I'm going to use probably those guns also, but I also want to switch it up. Like yesterday, I was playing, I was using the bullfrog. You know what I mean? Try to switch it up. Just have fun with
Yeah.
it,
You
you
have
know?
fun. Exactly. Just you're trying to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to use like LMGs now. I just, you know, I don't know if you see my last couple videos, but I've been using LMGs to mess with people,
Yeah.
and it's pretty funny reactions, dude.
People always talk shit on G players. Like for me, when I was doing Damascus in my warfare, dude, I felt so sorry for people I was playing against. So I was basically using an LMG that was like, like it was I made it because on PC I can run a gun pretty easily, and the Modern Warfare I think is a pretty good balance between COD like controller PC. I think I had a pretty good balance between it. Unlike Cold War, where the aim assist was up the ass, it's just overpowered. Especially on beta from what I've seen. But I mean, I felt bad when the people like say, "Wow, bro, using LMG, don't talk shit." It's like, bro, I'm literally trying to go for camos right now. I'm
Yeah,
I'm I'm sorry, but I need to get. I'm trying to go for Damascus. I need to have these camos done. They're like, okay, whatever. But if I had a gold LMG running around on hardcore shipment, dude, that's different. You have the right to talk shit to somebody, talk down to them as a player, if they're using an OP gun that they've already mastered, instead of moving on with it. Let's say like can't remember what that LMG was called when it first dropped. It shot had different types of a lot of different types of barrels, so you can shoot like faster, like more
Bruin.
heavy hitting. No, it wasn't the Bruin. It was like the F FING the thing or
Oh,
some. It was a weird. It was a newer one they released. Probably when you stopped playing it, but it was a fun gun to use. Man, I got it done real quick. But this thing was a laser. Like
dude,
it just you could cook through rounds on it. It was unreal on especially on shipment.
I wouldn't
It was
mind if
super OP.
Call of Duty um kept a 2-year life cycle, but it really depends what game. If we're talking about
Well,
Modern Warfare, I would have been done. That was it. To be honest with
here,
you, if it was Modern
here's
Warfare, but if it was Black Ops 4, dude, I would have loved it. Or even Cold War
I
right now, I would still love
I
it.
here's my thing. If they need to do more of what games are doing nowadays, Call of Duty has like as you said, they've been owning first-person shooters for the past decade. Like they've
For the last
whenever they release
15 years, dude.
whenever they release a game, they're like on in October, November, whenever they're doing the next one, October most likely. But whenever they release a game, you always have this massive pre-order buy-in, this massive beta usage. It's it always happens. Regardless, people like to mock like EA for like releasing fucking Madden or FIFA or something, whatever it is, and it's the same game or something year, except like like a decimal of a like it is a half of a percentage difference in graphics wise. Like from like the like from like let's say the 2020 game to 2021 game. Like the graphics aren't massively improved. Maybe here, like maybe you notice here and there differences, but
Yeah.
not math. You could like literally wait and buy like for FIFA, for instance, buy the 2015 FIFA 15 and buy FIFA 20. You don't have to buy everything in between there, unless there's like some massive game like switch up in between that time period. But you're not gonna notice a huge difference unless you go like a 5 year span. There's not a huge difference in a lot of the games.
Yeah.
People like to mock EA, like people like to mock those buyers and purchasers of like those games. Like, oh, you buy the same games for a year, bro. Look at COD.
Yeah.
They have not changed up the formula for the last 15 years.
Yeah, and it's
They
still the
need,
same old, same old. But I think that
they need like at least a 2 year like game life cycle of like a certain game.
yeah,
Like keep up to date with anti cheat, glitches, some new content for gun wise and map wise.
yeah.
Keep up to date with the game like Siege has been for the last like not do it as long as Siege, but at least a 2 year life cycle of a game, two or
Yeah,
3 year
I
life
mean,
cycle.
look at Fortnite, bro, or Apex. Apex had over
Yeah,
60 million concurrent players, bro, in their 2 years. Okay, that's a lot of fucking people. Okay, and they brought in 2 new maps. They changed the first map. They brought Legends. They brought everything in those 2 years, and they still had more people. They just ended the event like 2 weeks ago, a week ago. They already have a new event going now from Bangalore, right? Or in
it's
Caustic, okay? But I'm just saying, dude. Like that's the whole point, man. You wanna entertain people. You only have a year to put stuff out, right? For Call of Duty. The, how many updates do we see in Modern Warfare, or let's say Cold War this year? We've only seen 2 seasons and maybe not that many fucking guns or anything. You know what I mean? Really, and they haven't even
it,
did gun balance, and that's the issue, dude. Gun balance, they need to patch their games. Remember when Fortnite would update their game every
every
week,
week.
dude? You know what I mean?
I mean,
That's
Mo-
impressive.
Monster during its heyday. I mean, I know you like your biggest problem with that game is the maps, and that's fair.
That's literally
That's a fair.
the only and the mini map. You can't see one on the mini map. It's
Well,
stupid.
I play hardcore because I'm a PC player, so I like to flick, and that's my reason behind it. So I don't really care too much in general about it, but yeah, your big issue was that it was like the map layout, which is fine and fair. That's a reasonable explanation. But if they brought like the BO4 style maps, you know, that kind of style into Modern Warfare, would you play it more?
Um, the 3 lanes,
Yeah, like just like
more
even if they just
less than three
even
lanes of a
even
map.
if they
Yeah,
even just took sorry, even they just took the BO4 maps
yep.
and legit made it in a Modern Warfare-esque style,
Yeah, I
like
would have played it
like
with. I would even played it without the mini map personally.
like if that was the only holdup, they could fix that. If they had a 2 year life cycle of it, they could literally fix that in like the coming years. But now they stopped production on everything new to it. They're basically focusing on like Warzone cheaters. That's about it. That's all they're doing. Glitches and Warzone cheaters. They're not pushing anything new for the game.
The only
So
reason why they're
secondly,
making their money, dude, is because of Warzone. Let's be honest here.
well, yes, but it's all
Let's
but
be
they also did
real.
it properly. They also did it properly in like Blackout. They made it is within the game, but it's separate. It's a separate thing, but it's a part of it.
Yeah,
Other than like Blackout, where it was like you had to buy BO4 to be able to play Blackout, which Blackout was a shitty BR to begin with. So it's just like there's no point of buying it.
yeah. I wish we
There's no
played
point playing
Blackout
unless you
more. That was fun.
I'm happy with what I played of it.
I just wish that you know, I don't know, man.
The,
I'm stuck
dude,
between a rock and a hard place with what I want to do. I want to play Apex, dude, but at the same time, I love Call of Duty. Like it's a love-hate relationship. It's like I'm married to it. I've been married to it for the last 12 years. You know what I'm saying? That's the only game I played. Literally the only game I played besides Siege and Fortnite. You know what I mean? And Apex,
well, that's
right?
my thing. My gaming directory, for instance, has been Siege, Modern Warfare, Black Ops 3 for zombie wise on PC because they're still putting out maps like that, and a couple here and there single player games like BioShock, Fear, Fallout, and like that. But like my main games, if I had to choose a multiplayer game I could play with, two multiplayer games I could play with on a regular basis, it would probably be Siege and Modern Warfare.
Dude, I'm gonna be
Honestly,
honest with you.
I could stick to those 2 games. If I was playing those as a day-to-day basis, it'd be Siege Warfare.
Dude, if I was to be honest with you, man, I think the reason why I like Apex so much is because it feels like Call of Duty. Like, if,
Well,
because they made it, right? The original
well,
people
yeah,
made Call of Duty.
well, because
But
the
it
team that made it
feels,
too. Yeah.
it's fast. It makes me feel like a child again when I first play Call of Duty. That's honestly, every time I play Apex, I never get bored, dude. I'll be playing with my girlfriend, right? We can lose 20,000 games, and because I'm, obviously rush everything, and she doesn't rush
Yeah.
anything. You know what I mean? We're two different players, right? She's like you, Blodsky. She doesn't she's more tactical, right? And you're more tactical
It
than me,
thinks.
right?
That's why I play in Siege more. I
You're
just use
you're
my
more
brain more when I
tactical,
play it.
and I'm more the running gun. I rely on my gun skill more than my tactics. You know what I mean? Right?
That's literally
And
why you're Nurse Man in Siege.
yeah, that's why I'm the entry, dude. That's why I go in first. I go in first, get a kill, die. That's my job in Siege, okay? No,
We have
but
one, you at least one frag, and that's it.
that's it. That's all I'm good
Yeah.
for. Don't rely on me to plant the bomb or defuse it. I go in, get my kill, and I die. That's how it works. That's all I'm good for. But
If
and somehow I
I
end
don't know.
up with 8 kills at the end of the game sometimes. Who knows? Maybe one, maybe two. Maybe I'm just trash. I'm pretty bad at Siege though. I'm pretty bad.
You also haven't touched it in a long time. I think you'd actually enjoy it more if you played on PC rather than console. Just
Yeah.
you'd enjoy it a lot more. The game was definitely made. The game was definitely built around PC gunfight wise,
Oh, of course.
but but the thing is like their entire player base, like a good majority of the player base, is actually on console. You know that, right?
I didn't know that.
Like I think it's over half of the players of I think they've hit 60 or 70 million players on their player base now.
60
Concurrent,
or 70
yeah,
million.
I think like concurrent players of Siege. And
Jesus, that's a lot of people.
I think over half of it is on console. I want to say over half of it is like between the whole Xbox and PlayStation area. I think it's over half of the player base on console, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
But then you also have mouse and key players, and that's a whole other issue that they're always looking into. But if they had the you're interested in uh Cold War ranked and like that, you've
Um.
talked to me personally about the whole idea of, well, it's unfair to use this gun because it's so OP. It's like, bro, it's the meta. Like, you look at our BO4 gameplay. What are the guns everybody always fucking used?
GAs.
Well, yeah, I mean, in general agreement, just begin with. But like in
Yeah.
BO4, everybody always ran the same guns. They ran the Maddox, they ran the ICR, they ran the SOC. That was the three fucking guns everybody
And
used.
then the sniper.
And it's a
That
Paladin, yes.
Paladin.
It's like everyone had the same four
That
guns because
was that was
it
your
was
baby, dude.
it was like the meta. Like those were the guns used because they had the best. They had the best damage per second. Like they had the best accuracy.
Yeah.
There's a reason you use them, all right?
Yeah.
And they tried the best to swap, the Spitfire being good, and what was the other, the GKS to make that better again. But like people were mainly stuck to those four.
The
Well, I
SOG.
mean, mainly, yeah, those four. That they try to balance guns here and there, but mainly stuck to those four guns in
Dude, the
general.
SOG is
But
up there as one of my favorite guns of
oh,
all
it's
time of Call of Duty, bro.
best iron sights
I've been,
I've used in a
the
long time.
first, my first favorite gun of all time as a submachine gun is the ASM-1 from Advanced Warfare, hands down. One of my
It's
favorite
the same iron
weapons.
sights. It's the same iron sights. I think that's why you liked it so much.
Yeah, one of my, I had at one point I had all my classes as ASM-1, bro. Not even joking you.
That's
That's
be
that
proud or sad of that.
I know, right? And the bell, right? So,
Like,
but I also like
like
the Vector from Ghost. That was pretty cool. And the
but people,
MTAR.
s-
There's so many
but
good
people,
subs, man.
oh, when it comes to pro play, people stuck to the same guns because those are the guns you use to win your gunfights. Like those are the good guns. There's a reason why
Yeah.
there's a thing called a meta.
It's the
All
same
right.
as like Siege with the characters, man. How all the
Well,
pro players basically use the same players,
well,
every
yeah.
Defense or
That
offense,
well,
basically.
that's why Ramos. That's why developers always step in and that they change it up, like taking certain utility away from like certain operators, get the other ones to try and to help change the meta up, which they've done a lot. Which is another big subject I want to talk about is the new operation coming up. But first, I want to mention if they made ranked playlists on
Yep.
Cold War, like Siege's ranked playlist of you can ban
Elo,
no not Elo, but you can ban guns.
like they did
You
in
can
Black
ban
Ops 3.
like Yes, you can ban operators like that in maps. If they're able to do that in Cold War, like let's say, before the game starts, each team gets to ban, um, gets
Assault
to ban
rifle.
gets to ban gets to ban 2 guns, all right, and then a map they don't want to play out of the
Okay.
pool and out of the gun pool. That's the gun pool that's allowed into the game. Would you like that?
Um,
Would you think that's fair, or like it's like they would always ban the same guns
I
constantly?
I feel like they would always ban the same guns. Well, the reason why it worked
It,
in like
it's
Siege or in let's say Black
well,
Ops 3, because it's in Black Ops 3 for Call of Duty. It was because you could pick your specialist, and then you could ban a specialist, and then ban a gun, then ban attachments, and then ban tactical and grenade or whatever. I believe that's how it
yeah,
went. But
it took forever, but yeah.
yeah, it took forever. But I think that's how it worked. But in the Cold War, man, you can't. There's no specialists. You know what I mean? There's no
I mean, you could ban like a gun,
attachments
like
or a gun. But
you could ban a gun
what
though.
are
Like
you gonna do if they
when I
ban the
say that though,
XM4 and the XM4 AK-74U, and then they go ban the fucking Krig? What are you gonna use? You know?
exactly, but bans for everybody. So you get proficient with the gun, but at the same time, in Siege, when people make the argument, though, I've talked to somebody else about that, like the idea if they did that, would they enjoy it? And they said, well, what if they just keep banning the same guns over and over, like you say? Well, it happens like that all the goddamn time in Siege, dude. You always have a Thatcher ban because they be like, well, it's too OP for it's much to keep walls open for defense. So everybody always bans Thatcher. Then the next step they ban Maverick or Jackal or Monty or some shit just to get those out of the way so you can roll them easier or to keep walls more safe or something. Then on defense, there is generally the mirror ban. Then you have a different utility between Maestro or like
Man, you got it down to a science, bro.
well, everybody always bans the same things, but we've worked around that as a team. We've learned that just like okay, well these operators are most likely going to ban. How do we play with like the other operators that could do the same job for intel or attacking, breaching wise, or work around it with having those operators missing? It always happens. People always ban the same shit. Like you can walk into a game
Yeah,
and the stats show. Ubisoft takes stats by the way of the ban phase. They they've seen. I want to say Mira had a 78 ban rate in
damn.
Plat and Higher, and I believe the time being, I think it was Thatcher or Jackal, one of the two. I can't remember higher, but I know it was one of them had like another 75% ban pick rate, and then one had was like trailing really close behind it with like a 60 some shit,
But
and then but and they also had like a player usage too. They've always chart showed of why they balance stuff, which I think is really transparent to why they ban stuff and change the meta up and like that in Siege, which they should do in Call of Duty a bit more. They should
mm,
show the usage of guns like that and say, okay, here's usage. I'll say of the MP5, it's getting used X many times in percentage terms compared to these other guns, and it has this higher percentage of winning gunfights compared to all this other stuff. Here's why we're nerfing the rate of fire and damage over distance. Yeah, it's blatant. It shows why they're doing exactly what they're doing, which is fair. Which is why they want to rework defensive a little bit because he didn't have a high win delta. He was
yeah,
I
when's
think he
that
was on
ACOG
the
coming back for
never
Jaeger?
never. Um, but like I think he had a usage of a 98%. 98%. He was literally
98.
off the chart on the graph chart of how much he was used.
Damn.
Like you hop into a game, there's a 98% chance of the team is gonna have a Jaeger.
So I'm guessing the ACOG is not coming back.
No, it's never coming back. But his win delta wasn't amazing, but it's because everybody uses him. But it's gonna skew some results. But he had a 98% pick rate of being used. So there's reasons of why they swap utility and meta around, and they show you why they do it because they literally said this and this reason of why they're moving a lot of deployable shields in the game because it adds the whole 20-second meta,
I would
which
like to
means
have
it,
3 to 4 guns in the meta for Call of Duty. Like, dude,
there's a reason in the
I would
meta.
try to go pro in Call of Duty. Like, I would actually try, dude.
If
Honestly, I would
everything was balanced,
if everything was
set across
balanced.
the board, if everything was this exact same stat for assault rifles and this
Dude,
exact same stat for SMGs, there's no point in playing the game. You might as well have one AR, one SMG, one pistol. There's a reason there's a variant.
bro, when I play Cold War, man, I feel like I'm playing a battle royale. Like when I'm shooting at people, I feel like I have a 70% chance of living, and I have a 30% chance of dying, and sometimes I just die even if I get the first shot. You know what I mean? I feel like it's RNG. I'm not even lying to you. That's how I feel like playing Cold War because the guns are so unbalanced. And I want to have at least 3 to 4 guns that I could use.
There's always been 3 to 4 guns that are more powerful than anything else. There's a reason, like you said, they banned certain sniper rifles,
Yeah,
or like the GA wise, General Green wise, they ban fucking you can't use this gun because it's so OP.
but I do
Dude,
think
there's a
for
reason it's OP. It's the meta.
I think every game should have elo for
Oh
rank
yeah,
because like I was talking to Cam about the other day. Like so, let's say I play all day, right? Let's say I play all morning before I go to work at 4. Okay, and I'm first in my ladder. You remember in Black Ops 4 when you be first in your ladder, you have to get those gems and you get points, right? You have to stay at that
yes.
ladder. Okay,
Yep.
so what if I have to go to work for 6 hours or 8 hours or whatever how much somebody
That's gonna
works?
change. That's gonna
You're
change.
it's gonna change, right? You're back down, so all your hard work is
Gone
gone
because you can't play the game.
because you can't play the game. How fair is that? So they implement skill-based matchmaking in these games to make it more fair, but then you go and fuck up rank play.
Yeah.
What? You know what I mean?
It's
It's just
there's a reason
stupid, bro.
I know you don't like Siege because there's a bunch of fun. It's just not your game. It's just you don't agree with it on the way it's
It's how
played
it's
out,
played. Yeah.
which is fine. That's the reason I like playing Cold War in games like in games like BRs. But you have to fundamentally agree their ranking system is perfect. It's like, I wouldn't say perfect, but it makes sense. It's logical.
Yeah, it's logical. Same with
Like
Apex. Even Fortnite has a logical
like
shit.
didn't BO2 have the same style of like ranks, like the same idea of a ranked as Siege did? Like
I don't
you
think there was
you have,
elo, but
but you didn't have
you
elo too, but
didn't.
you had like a rank, and it
Yeah,
wouldn't change unless you win or lose games.
yeah. You had to win so many games, then it would change. But you also it won also after 3 days it would end, and I don't think it
But
ended
yeah,
in BO2
that
like
that
that.
that that that's a bit weird. But but yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
it's
Siege
weird.
wise, it's like you play 10 placements like that, which makes no sense because you start off with whatever. I don't know how it works for that regard. But it's like you have like you have an elo, but you basically win and lose it like you normally would if you had a normal rank. It's just but you can't tell, but you kind of get a sixth sense of like, yeah, I lost 4 placements and won 6. I'm probably gonna place like a mid tier gold 1 or some shit. You can kind of tell, you know,
Yeah,
off percentages
not in
of
Cold
wins
War,
like
bro.
that.
You get
Yeah,
placed with it.
but
It was a glitch in the system where this guy
place whatever.
he won every single game, dude. Right? He got placed in the lowest bracket. I'm dead serious, bro. He was like competitor, like the lowest of the low. This motherfucker placed in, and
We
he won
take
every
Smurfs
game.
very seriously. Bro, I didn't try to do this.
Yeah, dude. And I don't think he ever played again, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't either, dude. If I went on Siege, all right, and if let's say I was a continuous like plot 1 diamond player, I played 10 places. I just full row every single team with my stack. We win 10 placements, and I get placed silver 2. I'm done. I'm uninstalling. I wouldn't. I'd be like, I'm not touching ranked in this
Dude,
count. I
my
might as well not
first
even try.
5 games that I played, because you have to get placed in your first 5, but I
Yeah.
won like 2 out of 3, dude, and I got to master. And then when the season ended and I was playing with Cam, I ended with elite, so that's one below master. So, and I was still playing good. So I'm not sure why or how it tracks it or what's up with that, but
Well,
yeah.
here's like I know Valorant runs its ranks. So, CS:GO and Valorant based the same game, except one's more cartoony than the other, and whatever.
One's
But
pay to win, one's not. Yeah.
yeah, um, CS:GO I think does the same kind of idea concept as Siege, but Valorant does it in Valorant I think is like the best way possible. So in Siege, you can literally do nothing for your team, but if your team wins, you get elo. Which I was like, you know what? I mean, you should get some, but maybe not as much as like your
You get like a
friends who maybe
bonus if you're
share.
doing good, if you're first or second or third.
Well, Valorant does it so if you can't just fucking tag along with for the ride and get free elo. That's not how it works. You have to like legit if you are not doing your role or you're not putting frags up on the board, you're not playing your role of your operator you're using. you could actually and you could actually potentially lose elo. I think if you win the game, not a lot, but you can not earn anything, or I think you can lose a little bit if you're not doing jack diddly shit. But I think it's smart because then it encourages like, you know what, your buddies might be the for in Siege terms. I don't know what the hell the rank is in Valorant, but like, in Siege terms, your buddies could be plat 2 players. But if you're like if you're a gold 2 player and you're playing with them, they're getting all the kills and everything, but you're not doing jack diddly shit. I don't think you should be going up in rank. You don't belong up there. You're literally being definition of carried.
Do you know what I like? Or well, I don't really like this in Apex, but if you though, so like you're in diamond. Oh, let's just say you're in plat, because I'm in plat. You have to get 36. You get negative 36 points. Okay, so you have to get kills, and then it goes up by. Wait, what does it go up by? Your kills, and then your assists, and then your.
Like there's like percentage terms of like damage wise and like that too, I'm guessing.
It goes your kills, and then assists, and then your placement. I believe that's how it goes. And I I like that, but at the same time I don't like that. You know what I mean? Because once you get higher up in Apex on the ranked, obviously people are gonna slow the fuck down and playing. You get the pred dude or master in their game, nobody runs around, nobody
No, they
moves.
play smart.
They play smarter. They play more strategic, right? So it's harder to go up there if you don't get your kills. You just get placement. You know what I mean?
What's like what that's why I'm playing Siege is like, I could be I have two alternate accounts I use to play
Of
with other
course you do.
people by choosing. Well, because I'm like I did another account because I didn't have a team account for when I played comp. So I'm in main, and I had one I was just messing around with. I could literally just try to play different like the different my different role. So on my main, I'm more of a support flex player when I played comp. So that's what I did in comp. That's what I did in my main. But my other account, my other one, that's my solo queue account. I just want to see what I can do myself because solo queuing it might be complete trash because nobody fucking talks. There's no like actual place to it. You just basically like you might speak to your teammates maybe if they want to be happy and communicate with you. Most likely is you're basically 1v5ing because you can't rely on your teammates. So but it might suck in that regard, but it also puts you in a humble position of okay, I need to work on these things as a solo player myself. These things I can work on, which is good. Kind of puts you in your place. Like say, I can't rely on my teammates for this. I have to be able to like watch my back on cams. I need to be able to worry about more about my aim placement or my angle placements when I'm holding off an area. It's just like you have there's a lot of things you have to worry about. But um, my problem with like playing solo wise though, and having these other accounts you play off of is I can place plats like I can place continue plat areas on my main. All right, and that's a different breed of player. Like people in there are legitimately gonna do around the area like plat 2 and higher and plat 1 higher. People generally are playing the same strategies, bringing most of the same ops you would normally bring to. It's most how you can force any team into a mistake because you're always kind of doing the same thing. Lower players, they don't drone. They sit in these weird off angles you'd never think of because it's just stupid to be there. So you're never like predicting like the pixel peaks. You're always looking for the guy standing in the middle of an open area, not knowing what the hell's going on, but he sees you because he's in like some just corner off in Narnia. Like you never expect somebody to be there at all or play in that area, but he's there. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, like it's a different mentality when playing. You have people that drone do strats versus people that are literally able to get kills off of pure luck and recoil headshots. That's all they're good at. They shoot your body, and then their gun slowly rises up and gets a headshot because of recoil. That's all they can do. It's that's why I played newcomer before, and it pained me so much because I was still new. Some of them are actually legitimately new to the game, and I can actually help them out. I was like, hey, maybe you should try using this attachment to this one because it's just better for the gun in general and recoil control and stuff like that. And they thank you. Sometimes there are people that are legit like champions in the game, and this alt counters and they're just screwing over these other kids. It's like it's tough because I don't come off the cost as a
So you
dick
bought
and
the game twice?
well I have like yeah I've spent like the whole money on my main account to get all the operators right away and such like that, and then I bought my other account bought it on discount for when the new season was dropping, so I bought for like $6 some shit. and I have to like
Oh, okay.
unlock every. I have to like actually unlock everything over time, like by grinding the game out. So I was like, all right, I can do that. But
What about the Crimson Heights? What's that operator about?
so Flores, he's not associated with the government, I believe. I believe he's a bank robber. But
He's a bank
they
robber.
so yeah, he's a smart person with explosives and robbing banks like that. That's at least what I think he's about. But I think director Rainbow Six saw potential on the team of using his gadget. It basically a drone, all right, and it has basically a low end nitro cell stuck to it. And
Like an
once you start it,
RCXE?
more or less, yes. But it can and so the way it works is it has like a timer of 10 seconds, and once you activate it has a countdown of 2 seconds. So
Oh.
so what happens? It doesn't just if you just drive around for 10 seconds, it's automatically blow up. It'll lock down and sit there for 2 seconds and blow up. So you're like it's beep 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 and it'll blow up. So you have a little time to get away. It's not about killing, it's more or less about utility destruction. You can use it to get rid of deployable shields. You can make a jump and stick to a wall and just stop there and stick to the wall there and let's say make a rotate. Open
Oh,
area
you
in the
can
wall.
stick to the wall?
Yeah, you jump to it and you exit the drone. You say, all right, I'm done. Once you start the drone up, it's always moving. You can't stop it like a normal drone. It's always moving forward. So it's a bit tough to like, control it in a way if you're not used to it. But use it basically as utility destruction. It's not meant to get kills. You can use it to get kills
How much
and
damage?
force people out of areas. I think the radius is like 1.3 meters is like the radius. But I think after 1.45 meters, I'm pretty sure it only does like 40 damage. Then after 2 meters, it does like 30 damage. It does. The lethal range isn't huge.
So you gotta be pretty close.
You have to be on top of them. Usually, you can get people to off of the walls. You jump on a soft wall. You can get through the wall or something like that. That's mainly the way you're gonna mainly get people. But you can use it like force people out of corners. Like if it's like a 1v2 situation, you can use him to drive the drone around the area, jump it towards them, and to force them into an area of a gunfight for your buddy to pick them off. That's the smartest way of using them. Or like utility like Maestro cams to play with shields. I don't know, Goyo gadgets like that. It's just you can use basically as utility destruction. That's like the main purpose of it. But at the end of the day, he's a good operator and a good idea. I just don't know if it's gonna change a lot of things compared to what
Will that be in
Ubisoft in
your
general.
will that be in your tool belt as an operator?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't see myself playing him as a main anytime soon. He definitely is more of a support person as a his utility wise. Um, just his play style is he's there to take care of utility and maybe some anti-hard breach utility too, like through the floor or something like that. I mean, I can see myself using him, but his counters are literally you can literally throw a Cade Electro Claw or a Bandit Battery onto barbed wire, and that's it. He can't jump. You can't clear that as an obstacle, so it'll zap the drone that's gone. You can shoot the drone that's gone. So it's like a normal drone basically. You shoot it, it's just dead.
He doesn't
So
blow up though.
it doesn't blow up. No, it just
What?
think it's gone. So it's like it has its basis and utility wise, but at the end of the day, it's a drone. If you're on top of it, you can shoot it and it is dead. So it's very easy to counter. I don't. He's a pretty balanced operator in my opinion. I mean, he has Thatcher's AR-33, I think one of his guns. I think it's two
Can you
guns.
blow up a reinforced?
Nope, can't blow reinforced walls. No,
Oh, okay. What about closed
but
beta? Is there a closed beta for it?
no. So the closed beta was like back in February, I believe. They Ubisoft got together with a lot of main players in the R6 community and like a lot of bigger streamers of them that they've had before on like their content creator for SI games like that. And they had them play it and then made YouTube videos on it. So you had like you could see the game being played. And the actual beta, um, the test server dropped. I think tomorrow will be it'll be 2 weeks ago. So I think the new season actually starts here and next week, I believe. It's soon.
Are you excited for it?
I'm happy that it'll be year 6. I'm
Year
the
six
main here's two things
already?
I'm really happy. Yeah,
Holy
year 6.
fuck, dude.
Here's like my biggest thing with the game. I'm happy for, but being released here soon. Theater mode, so you can go back and watch games like that you played.
They're adding that 6 years later.
Well, no, okay, yeah, you can mock it a little, but they've yeah, there's a lot of shit they've actually been adding that should add a long time ago. But it was an alpha, I believe, during operation in the test server for I believe it was um how was it again? It wasn't Parabellum. It was what was the one Samfish came out? I can't remember the name of it. I always forget the name of that one. Um it was 2 seasons ago. They had the alpha and as an alpha in play and test server. And it worked, but it wasn't like amazing. But then they added a lot more shit into it now for the beta being released, I believe, along with the year 6 season 1. It's the main build of the game, so you actually use it and utilize, because like, you can go back and watch anybody's point of view. You can watch, it's here's things the reason it could be used for. Content creation is one, so you can go back and get a clip you may have missed, without anybody else's audio in there, so
When are
you
you
can just
dropping your
basically
montage?
fuck, dude. My leg montage will be not. I'm not gonna release it until August, but I'm gonna leave because that's when I want to get as much clips as possible in that one. I might put together some other clips I may have had here and there from the areas. Um, and that later on, but like the theater mode we can use for montage wise. You can make good clips out of it and content creation. You can go back and watch somebody you may think was cheating that last game because you can save and highlight games to keep them in the servers, and you can actually download the entire thing into your PC. You
Really?
can actually download the entire game.
That's something Call of Duty hasn't done. So
Yeah, so you can actually download it to your PC and actually rewatch it and actually have all the files and from everybody's point of view in there, which I think is pretty fucking cool. But you can actually go back and rewatch and say, you know what, this guy, I don't know what I don't know what he was doing, but it just seemed a bit sus. Like I didn't get tagged off of cams. All of a sudden, he just knew I was that, and he pre-fired me through walls. So I'm gonna go back and watch his playstyle. And lo and behold, he's tracking my shit through a wall beforehand, then he hops on a cam and make it look legit in the kill cam.
do you
Like
feel
it can be
like
like that.
do you feel like there's some players in Rainbow Six where they look like they're hacking, but they're really not? Like it's just
Oh yeah, yeah. There's some people the content creators out there that are like number one in the world in the game. I mean, someone look fucking sus. I mean, the base example of it is Bolo. He's been playing the game since the get-go, and people thought he was cheating. I think all the way up until White Noise, when he really started streaming
would you be
like that, or like
devastated if he came out and said he was a cheater? Would you be devastated because you
no,
believed in so much in this guy?
he he's not cheating at all, dude. Like
I know,
he's
but
really
if
like
he
that in
came
the game.
out and was like, "Hey, I was cheating," would you be
I mean, I think
devastated?
the whole fucking I think the whole community be in shock. Of it, but there's been a couple like Shaiko. He's a pro league player that
Shiko?
was accused. Shaiko, he's a French player. He was accused of being a cheater. I think 2 years ago, because he was banned from pro league for 2 years because like the shitty anti cheat they used, like key logs everything. I don't know. It was they can't prove it, but He's been playing the same since he got banned on Rainbow Six. He played the exact same on CS:GO. He played it on normal rank matches. He played it on everything, and he's still playing the same way he played before now. So I don't believe he's cheating at all because his gameplay and his game sense and his ability to snap and lock onto you and get those kills has not changed since then on multiple other game platforms and also including Pro League now. So I don't think he's cheating because I think that if he legit was, he would have caught on all those other different platforms and Pro League and terms like that. He would have been caught a long time ago. Um, but I think it's just a fucking a fluke in the shitty anti-cheat they use called Moss, which keylogged everything and said, "Oh, use person's 4 key lot." It's like, well, that could be from a lot of things. Sometimes the Moss doesn't even pick up macros, or even doesn't even pick up normal cheating tools. So how legit is this program? But they had like there's a couple big players out there, Exploit for example. Um,
Exploit.
he no Spoit, Spoit, Spoit. Um, his recoil control is unlike anything I've ever seen in my entire life. He legit looks like he might be using macros, but at the same time, he plays Face It Pro League, I think, and he's been in other tournaments like that. So I don't think he's cheating. I think he's legit. But at the same time, I don't know because his recoil looks unhumanly. It just looks unreal. There's no reason for his recoil to be that fucking flat on any gun he uses. Like it's unreal how good his recoil control is. There's also other players, probably players that have the same reputation of just they just look so like robotic in the way they play. Not robotic, I mean like they just look unhuman when they play. It's just weird to watch them play because also those like for instance, you watch any big CS:GO pro, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell they get their picks through smoke and through walls, but they just also hear it from a distance or something. But it's just this uncanny ability of game sense to say I'm watching, I'm using op through smoke at distance, and I see how somebody's also in the shoulder comes into like like and like pro league you just outline of people's bodies, you can see everything.
Yep.
They also the guy's shoulder barely peeks the fucking wall, and the guy just takes his and just it kills him in one shot of the op because of the op's like of a gun. But it's like how do you have the game knowledge to know that? It's maybe I'm just small brained in my ability of
You're a
game
small
sense
brain,
wise,
dude.
but it's like I don't know like how somebody could do that legit why it just looks weird to me. I don't know. There's a lot of pro league players and a lot of games out there nowadays that and it's sad to say you can't tell if people are cheating in most games unless they're being blatantly obvious about it with their walling and like that. If people are closet cheating, it's tough to prove.
Yeah.
You know, it comes with any game. Like you have people in Warzone or in Rainbow Six. You have people in just in Cold War, Valorant, CS:GO. There's people will find ways to cheat in video games, whether it's DDoSing, whether it's just blatant hacks they're using, or being boosted by somebody else. People always find ways to cheat and get better at the game via cheating instead of, I don't know, naturally getting better.
Yeah.
I
Well, I
I,
think
I don't understand it. It's a passion thing. If you're passionate about the game and want to get good at it, you should just take time to be good at it.
yeah. I think cheaters can go fuck themselves, and I think they're not good and they're trash. But
I don't I don't think anybody will disagree with you. I
yeah.
don't think anybody will disagree with me when I say if you cheat any video game, besides like if you're using cheat like hacks in a single player game because you want to fuck around with the mods like that, that's different. But as soon as you hop onto a multiplayer based game and are cheating to win, you are automatically in the eyes of everybody garbage
Garbage.
because you obviously don't want to take the time to be good at the game legitimately. And the reason you're here is because you're cheating. You're just automatically garbage player, and you shouldn't touch the game ever again.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I think
That's a good spot to stop
that
because
was a
I was
good
gonna rant
spot,
on
dude. We'll
cheaters.
pick it up again. We have more topics, but we ran out of time here. We'll probably pick it up. Josh, you can send us out.
All right. Well, follow me or Blaine X13X on Twitter. Twitter handles most likely be in the description. Follow X13X on Twitch and YouTube for more content,
Ooh,
and
more content.
I'll be a part of the podcast for now until August. But yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Adios.